60th birthday at Mo-Kan Dragway. And we've got a nitro-fueled party you can't miss. Friday night and Saturday, July 15th and 16th. Join us for Nitro Chaos. It's a header-flaming showdown for $35,000 in prize money. Plus, meet the legend himself, special guest Big Daddy Don Garland, and see his Swamp Rat 12 Fueler burn nitro both nights under the lights. Visit MoKanDragway.com for more info, and we'll see you July 15th and 16th at Mo-Kan's 60th birthday bash. Nitro dragsters, alters, and funny cars of all kinds from all across the country are ready to rumble, and you gotta be there. This event is presented by DMP Onyx, Twisted Shifters, 360 Steel, Wulff Pumps, D's Nuts, Lug Nuts, and CCCAgency.com.
And yes, you definitely have to be there this weekend at Mo-Kan. Hey, as we start the show, please hit the share button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button wherever you may be watching. I'm Lee Kraft, the Monday Morning Racer, and across from me on the screen, our esteemed voice of the chaos, David Rattan. David, how's it going, man?
Man, it could not be better. I am so excited about getting on the way to Mo-Kan Dragway tomorrow. Be heading out sometime tomorrow to get there for all the festivities tomorrow night. And what a show we have got. You know, Mo-Kan Dragway began operations 60 years ago, and here we are 60 years later. I don't know if it's going to be the biggest show that they've ever had, but it's going to be right up there with the biggest in the Midwest, maybe ever. It's shaping up to be one more epic stroll down memory lane and making brand new history for Mo-Kan Dragway, for Nitro Chaos, and for drag racing altogether.
For sure. And definitely do want to talk about that. In particular, though, tonight, our show, we got a pretty cool lineup. We've got Joe Haas. He's going to be on with us. We're going to be talking about his American Way Funny Car and his career in drag racing and this upcoming event. And then two-time NHRA champion in the A-Fueler of Randy Meyer Racing, Megan Meyer. We're going to have her on and chatting with her. She will make her first ever chaos attempt and chaos race, and she did get some rust knocked off and at the Eddyville Night of Fire. So looking forward to her being back in competition. But David, I really believe that this weekend, though there's PDRA racing, I love the PDRA, though there is the NHRA Mile High Nationals, what a great event that is, and whatever other drag race there may be, I think we have the big one this weekend. When you begin stacking up all the storylines and the individuals that are going to be there and the amount of cars that are going to be there of all different shapes and styles and forms, all nitro, I think this is, again, another historic event within 2022 put on by Chris and Tara Graves, the Chaos brand that cannot be rivaled.
You know, I'm with you on that, and yeah, I'm part of the family and part of the brand, but this is one not to be missed. You know, the short version is Nitro Chaos 3.0. It's the third time. Hey, Gary Smith out there in the Hub City. It's Nitro Chaos 3.0. It's going to be, the 37th time there's been a Chaos branded race since its inception back in 2017. But this one has just got a little extra special going on it. We've even got injected Nitro Funny Cars coming your way. We've got more than you can shake a stick at, injected dragsters. I was counting it up, we've got 6 different configurations of nitro burning cars, altereds, dragsters, and funny cars. And some of them coming from Grand Prix in Tulsa. And we've got more racers lined up to go nitro racing. And, you know, it's going to be a full house in more ways than one. It's going to be a stacked deck in more ways than one, because when you start to look at the quality of competitors that are showing up, and we're going to interview a couple of them tonight to give you a little preview of coming attractions, so to speak, because, I mean, starting Friday evening when we get to qualifying, it's going to be really interesting. One of our interviewees tonight, Megan Meyer, was talking about, you know, this is kind of laid back, and as she's getting back into it, well, the match race might have been kind of laid back I kind of wonder, you've got those competitive juices of a two-time world champion. And when it's for the trophy and the prize money and the notoriety that comes with competition, might that quicken the heartbeat just a little bit? Might those competitive juices be drawn out when it's actually competition and it's not exhibition? So this could be extraordinary in a variety of ways. Another thing, Lee, we're going to have a couple of folks there. Some of you may have heard of Big Daddy Don Garlits, but he was racing in 1962, and he's been multiple times to Mo-Kan through the years. And so, of course, I mean, that right there is worth the price of admission just to come by and get a chance to hang around with Big Daddy Don Garlits. And then there's another gentleman that was racing in 1962. It's when he started. And of course, we're going to have the wheel standing pickup, 33 wheelless pickup of Jim and Breezy Brewer coming down from Ohio. You talk about a wild ride and a great show. I mean, we've got that, plus we've got the racing, plus Carl Blanton and his team are calling this the Diamond Dazzler in honor of the 60th birthday celebration that this event happens to be. And man, have they put together an unbelievable lineup. This is going to, I'm telling you, I'm just itching to get there.
Me too, man. I'm already in Missouri. Wish I could already get the whole distance and be at the track and go ahead and check it out and see everything and just begin taking it in of what we have ahead of us, because, we have Megan Meyer coming to this event, two-time NHRA champion in A-Fuel. But you look at the performance from what I have heard at Night of Fire, there was tire smoke, 360s and 370s. And that would definitely put her A-Field, but it might not put her number one. So I wonder if they step up performance. Julie Natus is going to be in the house, and definitely she has done great things on the drag strip. And I think it speaks a lot that she is making her second Chaos race, because she was in the Funny Car at the Funny Car Chaos Classic, kicking off the season at the Texas Motorplex. We have storylines of these guys yakking it up and jabbing each other a little bit with the match racing that is coming up. And there's a little bit of money on the line. And everybody seems like they want a piece of the War Wagon, which is the world's fastest fuel altered. So we've got that machine in the house. And by the way, people are going to go home not making the show. The stakes are real. We might even have a first-time ever repeat winner in Nitro Chaos, because we've got the defending A and B field winners, Jody Austin and Brian Inouye, respectively, to their fields at this event. So the storylines are all over the place. Like, which one do you want to cover? Because there are plenty.
Yeah, there are. And Jody Austin and Brian Inouye is looking for the opportunity to be the first competitors ever to win two. We've also got another finalist, Anthony Whitfield's Mighty Mouse. He made the final earlier this year. Could he transition from runner-up to winner? It's certainly a possibility, because he's going to be in the house playing with that notorious small block Chevy, the Mighty Mouse altered. It's going to be great. Justin Grant and family, and then the Stamps Family Farms have put up some money for these call-outs. And Friday night, it's qualifying, and it's a really big deal, but it's been made even more of a big deal because there's a lot of history and a lot of time on the racetrack and down the racetrack and jawing back and forth prior to the event and after the events from days gone by. But this matters a bunch. And you mentioned that the War Wagon is the fastest fuel altered. It's also the quickest, 3.44 seconds in the 8th mile, quickest in the 8th mile. It's up there in the running for quickest in the quarter mile, but it's definitely the quickest in the 8th mile at 3:44.
Well, again, I think the big one this weekend is at Mo-Kan Dragway, and it's Nitro Chaos. Well, Dave, we have got our first guest lined up, Joe Haas. You ready to get him on?
Let's do it.
All right, folks, after these words from our sponsors helping putting on this very event, Joe Haas, driver of the American Way Funny Car, is next. Well, DMP awnings definitely can get you covered, but we're glad to have right now Joe Haas on Chaos Live. Joe, welcome to the show, and thank you for the time tonight. Uh-oh, Joe, we don't have audio from you. Uh-oh, nope. Now, we had this all worked out before he was on earlier, and here we are. We don't have audio. I can't stand it when this happens. Yeah, get Joey over there. Call him over.
Yeah, get your technical advisor in there. I can hear the War Wagon.
We still can't hear you.
What?
Oh, we had something.
Had something.
You have
Getting a few syllables.
Can you hear me?
Yes, there we go.
All right, I'm going to try to reposition here, and hopefully it stays right there. You got me?
We got you now, loud and clear.
You know, I figured the War Wagon was behind that. I bet they were.
I
hope y'all are as excited as I am, Lee and David. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Oh, we're excited.
Yeah, we are very excited. And I was looking back, you know, from history when you were driving the Drastic Plastic and came down to Texas, and that was a really good night for the team from Illinois, wasn't it?
It was good. That's when I was in Tom Motor's Drastic Plastic, and you know, we had a little beef with the War Wagon then, and it worked out in our favor. And then, yeah, later on, I think I was in John Lawson's quick draw car and beat him again. But yeah, there it is right there, man. That car, Tom Moultrie is the king of flame. That fuel altered was pretty badass and held the record, I want to say, for about 9 years until Tim Wilkerson took the ET and the War Wagon, Ferris and his crew, Kevin Kinsley, took the mile per hour. So they do have me up on that. So I want to get them back here at Mo-Kan. So we'll see how it works out.
Well, a lot of history and some great racing. Now, how long did you drive the Drastic Plastic? You've driven several rides before. Take us through that.
Well, I started out with Justin Grant, and you mentioned him earlier. He did put up some money for the match race between me, the grudge race between me and the War Wagon. I drove for him in the Stardust car, the Wonder Wagon, bounced over to the Crop Duster for Frank Ousley, went through a couple different ones, drove the Brand X for Henry Gutierrez, the White Trash car for Ted Guth, and then went over to Moultrie, and I drove for Moultrie for about 3 years. And that is literally one of the best driving fuel altered or funny car, either one, that I've driven. The thing just handled well. It's got the big wing and kept you planted, and it really got down the track good. I enjoyed it.
Well, as you probably noticed from the last time Drastic Plastic was at a Chaos event, it's still happening. It's still happening. That baby is still flying.
Absolutely still flying. There's no doubt in my mind that Moultrie will get that thing. He'll get it competing with anybody. And he's got a damn good driver now too, Mark White. So they've got a good thing going on.
Well, they certainly have had their group of great drivers, including you. You know, you guys have run in Chaos last year. You brought the American Way out, and that was was that your first time out after the fire?
That was the debut. You know, I drove for John Lawson in the quick draw, and they had the fire and devastated everything. The Lawson family took everything out. And then I had the opportunity to buy Del Creasy Sr.'s Big Show car. So that's what I did. I bought it, went through it, hat to pan, front to back, and upgraded a bunch of stuff and got the 57 body. And my son, Joey, everybody knows, did all the body work, paint work. We had James Cottle at John Lawson Auto Rebuilders paint it, and then had Lucy's Airbrush come in and do the airbrushing and put it all together last year, and then made our debut in Eddyville. Worked out a couple of kinks, and then we got it running pretty good last year, and I think we're on track to do it this year.
Well, see, that's what I was remembering is, you know, it was getting acquainted with a new car, and didn't qualify as well as you wanted. But when it came time for eliminations, man, that baby was on a mission.
Yeah, I had told Chris Graves if we got it figured out that I wasn't worried about breaking out of the field that I was in, because I was going to go for the ET and see what it would do. And I think we run 366 at 226, I believe it was. So I could break out of that running against Minnick in the Chi-Town Hustler, and he run under too. That's a good running car. So I think he ended up going ahead and winning that. But we got a few things figured out there, and by my own fault, I think we sheared some bolts on a bottom blower pulley that I had put on. When this thing breaks, I can only blame myself. That's the glory of owning one, right? So, but got it worked out, you know, and got it down the track, and then continued on through the year.
Hey, I got to know about, once upon a time, I pulled out some old artwork from a long time ago. My brother and I were really into drag racing. And of course, we would draw fantasy funny cars that would be ours if we were only old enough to have one. And the name on the side of mine was Quick Draw. And so I showed that to Chris Graves, and he said, "Hey, looks like Joe Haas." And is that name unique to you, or did that come with John or
with John? Well, me and John had kicked it back and forth, you know, because the runaway goes with him, and both cars were his, and we kicked it back and forth on a name. And I do a lot of hunting and outdoors type stuff, and a lot of shooting and sport shooting and stuff. And Quick Draw just happened to fit, and they brought it up, and I liked it. They liked it, and it worked out. So now I kind of use it still in my everyday life. You know, I refer back to that. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. Are you still working at the power plant?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. Actually worked last night. Was up all day yesterday. Another thing about owning your own funny car here. Up all day building clutch packs and putting clutches together. Worked all night and went straight back to the shop today working on piston racks and clutches, and it doesn't end. But we love it. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, it's not like drudgery. You're doing exactly what you want to do.
Absolutely. And yeah, I tell people there's thousands of man hours put into this, literally for single digit seconds of racing. I mean, you know, you get 6-7 seconds sometimes on a weekend with a couple of passes. You got thousands of man hours in it. It is not a one-man sport, and the people around me, they do really good. You know, they help me out when they can. Of course, everybody's got jobs. They're all volunteers. So, but we make it work, you know, and
yeah.
Work. You can see I work out of a 2-car garage. I put a video on Facebook not long ago about my shop room. I literally bend over, my butt hits one table, my head hits the other, and I ain't that tall, y'all. So it is very small. Everything organized in there. It's got to be. But I am building a new shop now. It's on the other side of my house here, and maybe we'll have more room here come fall.
All right. Haas Racing World Headquarters expanding. You heard it here first.
Not a good time to build right now. So, and here I am. I don't make the wisest decisions.
So who are you talking about, the people that help you to accomplish this? Who are you bringing with you this weekend?
Well, let me talk about my sponsors a little. I picked up a sponsor, Horizon Behavioral Consulting, which is out of South Bend, Indiana, owned by Brian and Kylie Raymer. It is an autism center, and they do great work with children 10 to 18 with mental challenges. And they've helped me monetarily some for this year. And so I will be supporting them. They won't make this race, but I'll be supporting them there and getting the word out about autism and just bringing awareness to that. And then the people that are coming, of course, my son, Joey, he goes everywhere I go everywhere he goes, unless we just simply can't do it, which is rare. And then I've got Jared Lawrence, grew up with my son. He'll be there. My buddy, Scott Thompson, my wife, Charlie, she handles so much. It's incredible the amount of work that she gets done. Joe Pryor and my brother. I've actually got family coming up because this grudge match, it means, the race means a lot to me. Okay, to win the race would be ecstatic, but I got to kick these dudes' ass, right? So I've got family coming from Texas. I got family coming from Tennessee. So I got a whole entourage coming up to give me some help this weekend.
Well, I tell you what, your match race is off the trailer, so it's first run down the racetrack. So
right,
gotta be ready.
I think it's supposed to be like 100, 102 degrees. I grew up in Texas. I was used to it then, but I am not used to it now. We'll see. I don't know. We got Mike Kern. He's the crew chief that we've brought in, and he crew chiefs for TJ Zizzo on the Top Fuel Car. The dude's brilliant. I mean, he's really good. All these guys that do that are really good. But to Mike's credit, he's helped out a bunch. He's found some things. And Scott Shear helped us all last year. He's great at it. Got us going. Got us through last year. Mike's kind of taking over now, taking the reins with it, and he's got us headed in the right direction. And he'll be there turning the knobs, and I can't ask for anything better than that. So hopefully right off the trailer, we can lay one down there.
Hey, tell us what's your best elapsed time in mile per hour in the 8th mile so we can all cheer as you obliterate it this weekend.
With the American Way car, the best 8th mile was a couple of weeks ago in Eddyville at 3:59 at 2:24. But I think I have last year we run 3:31 or so in the 8th mile. And hopefully we can talk these guys into a quarter mile, the War Wagon, sometime in the future. But we like the 8th mile racing, for sure. It hurts a few less parts and a couple gallons less fuel. But, so 3:59 at 2:31 was the best mile per hour. So War Wagon, on paper, they've got me on paper, but that's okay. And Kevin Kinsley, I mean, he's great. We like that guy. We're not sure about the rest of them.
Oh shoot! Well, this is gonna be a fantastic weekend. We've talked about all your history and your heritage and a lot of the people that you associate with, and of course it wouldn't be fair to not mention that shop on County Road 7.
Well, Pete Dove, that's where I was at today and yesterday, working on the clutch. Pete, he's been in racing for a long time. And then I introduced him to John Lawson a couple of years ago, and they hit it off good. And he's really grown into fuel racing. And we do a lot of work down there. Pete helps a bunch. Now, he is not going to be able to make it to the race this weekend because he's getting ready for, you've probably seen on Facebook, this no prep deal down in St. Louis in a couple of weeks. And then they've got a funny car body and an altered body, and they're bouncing back and forth and doing a lot of work. But huge support. Anytime I need anything, he's there. Pick up the phone and call him, and I'm the same way with him. We live about, 25 miles from each other, out in the country, easy drive. So we're back and forth all the time. Pete is a great guy. And he crewed with me last year. It's just he's got too much on his plate to go this year.
Well, we saw him earlier in the year up at Eddyville at the first Nitro Chaos. And so I know that we are looking forward to seeing what you have going on this weekend. And, man, cannot wait for this call out and get this settled. At least I would say once and for all, but I think it'll probably go on for who knows how long.
I'm going to say it's 4-1 coming up this weekend. They'll probably want another one. No, man,
Yeah.
them are great guys. I consider them homeboys. I mean, like I said, I'm born and raised in East Texas. So no, all them guys are good, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna give the fans their money's worth. I promise you that. I got racks of pistons and clutch disc, and we're ready to go burn it. So,
how's the 57 body, it seems to be working really well.
Well, it does. But as you know, 57 bodies really, I don't think, are meant for the mile per hour that this thing is seeing. Especially, we run the quarter mile last year and run 289. It tried to separate the body from the firewall. So we had to go back and lay more carbon in there and some more supports. And we've actually got a little, as soon as we get the Mo-Kan, we've got to do a little more underneath just to make that thing hold together. It's just seeing pressures that they're not really designed for. But John Tahar with JT Race Cars put all the 10 working tree in it, and he did excellent. We're just kind of adding to it as we go. But as far as the looks and the fans liking it, it's a hit. And I themed this thing after an freedom. I come from not much in my family, to say the least, and I've earned everything that I've got. So I wanted to have a car that we earned and to represent that. The men and women in the military. I was in the military myself, and every day and everything you have, I think, should be earned. It just means more. So people at the track really relate to that, because I see a lot of people, they're spending their hard-earned dollar, especially now with fuel, and they're still showing up. So the theme that we have on the car, the American way, which to me is an earned freedom, goes good with the fans. It goes good with us, and we love it.
Well, it is spot on with the Chaos Nation, and that red, white, and blue machine is absolutely beautiful. And you know, you were talking about Tom Moultrie being the king of flame. I tell you what, there's some flames come out of that American Way funny car too.
Well, we took some notes from Tom. Yeah, that guy can get it done for sure, and with little. He does more with less than anybody I've ever seen. So yeah, he's taught us a lot. We learned a bunch from him. So it does. We really like it. And the flames above this thing at night, you know, with the lights on it. I don't get to see it and until we get back and I see photographs and everything. But when the pit is full of people, when we roll back in and we got to move people to roll into the pit, I love it. That's why we're there. That's what we do. We're going to keep doing it and keep pleasing the fans. I really do. I love it.
Well, we love seeing that when it happens, because Mo-Kan, you've been to Mo-Kan before, I'm sure. And
I have not.
Oh, you have not? Well, let me tell you something, buddy. You are in for a blast, because the fans at Mo-Kan, they are extraordinary. You talk about people that are going to be around your pit and congratulating you and asking questions and becoming your best friend. You're going to love Mo-Kan.
That's awesome. I'm getting more excited by the minute. That's what Chris Graves told me, the same thing. So we'll relate good with them.
Yeah, you absolutely will. Lee, what you got for us?
Well, David, you know, be careful. The fans might be around the War Wagon pit and congratulating those guys and not Joe Haas. And Joe, by the way, look, you want TV time, you got to win, okay? Winners get interviews, okay?
That's right. No, man, we're going to have fun with the War Wagon and let the chips fall where they are. Like I say, I can sit here and talk smack because I'm up on them a little bit, but they give it right back. And it's something to watch. I hope the fans enjoy it. I have people calling me that I haven't heard from in years and messaging me on Facebook, people I don't even know. They're like, who are these guys down there? And they're getting fired up. And I'm like, man, it's just come down and see it. Then you'll find out. So I would suggest for anybody that's watching Facebook or out there that doesn't have anything to do, very, very important this weekend, I'd be right there at Mo-Kan Dragway, because that's where the show's going to be.
Right on.
Yeah. You got that right. You got it right. Well, man, we appreciate you plugging in with us tonight, getting a chance to find out more about Joe Haas and your racing operation. And we are so excited to see you tomorrow at Mo-Kan Dragway.
We'll be rolling in sometime late afternoon, early evening. And Lee and David, I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Man, it was good to have you on Chaos Live, and enjoy the rest of the time you've got this evening and the work that you've got to get done. And again, as David said, we look forward to seeing you at the track. Take care, Joe.
All right, man. Y'all take care.
So, David, the voice of chaos, we have a rare individual in the waiting to bring on the show. Chris Graves is actually behind the scenes ready to come on.
He's making it on.
He's making it. It's amazing. So we're going to talk to Chris. We do got Megan already in the green room as well. We'll bring her on after Chris and chat with her about her back in competition and coming up at a Chaos brand race. But we're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen, and then Chris Graves, owner, promoter, extraordinaire himself, right here on what is technically his show, even though we're the hosts. Chaos Live. Next.
What can 360 Steel do for you? We make custom steel products made right here in Illinois. Fire pits of all kinds, knockdown styles to take along anywhere. Hold your drinks high with our drink stands while throwing horseshoes or bags. We have a complete line of military to firefighter signs, flags, hats, stickers, and more, along with many styles of decor. Welcome signs and custom clocks to a number of different monograms and signs. Personalized, custom options for your perfect sign. Bare steel or powder coated to last indoors and outdoors. 360steel.com. Spell it out. 360steel.com. Check out Twisted Shifters for the largest selection of made in the USA custom shift knobs and adapters. Made for muscle cars, old and new, hot rods to race cars, and for the big rigs. With our original shift toppers adapter for the air shifters to use any threaded shift knob like the old days. Add custom lettering and logos to make it your own custom shift knob. TwistedShifters.com. We are made in America and we ship worldwide.
Chris Graves, welcome to Chaos Live. And who is with us?
Man, I got old Todd Barker here with me. He was the first one through the door this weekend. So I said, well, you got here early, so you got to go on TV with me.
Yep.
Hot Rod Todd, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Well,
Yep.
You said if you plugged in, it would be a surprise. So we're happily surprised to see you, Chris, and you, Todd. Lay it on us, the scoop from Mo-Kan.
Man, there's a buzz going. I'll tell you that. Everybody around here is plenty excited. Got to visit with Carl for several hours here when we got here today. So they got that track in good shape. They got everything mowed. Man, this place looks great. And they are pumped up for this weekend's 60th birthday bash. Nitro Chaos and Big Daddy and Todd Barker.
Well, that's the excitement is, yeah, you can feel it everywhere. We're just buzzing here. I can hardly wait to get there. And with so many cars and so many, folks that have been around as long as Mo-Kan has, this is really going to be a blast.
It is. There's a lot more legends, local legends too. Carl told me several people that I'll just let it be a surprise at who may show up this weekend. But there's going to be a lot of history on the property. We got 20 cars for Nitro Chaos. That's a whole lot of nitro going to get burned this weekend. So you're going to get your nitro fix. You're going to get a big birthday party. I mean, we got fireworks. We got Don Garlits. We got a lot of drag racing going on this weekend. And we're pumped up. Me and Carl have been planning this race for over a year. And it's an honor to do it here. This is my favorite racetrack. So I want to thank Mo-Kan for the opportunity, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
I hear that.
So, Chris, you can definitely tell an event is going to be a good one when you look at such things as the modern day pre-order ticket sales. And I know we don't have that at Mo-Kan, but from what I understand, seeing a post from Mo-Kan Dragway, RV sold out, like the tailgate area. Like it's done. You can't get any more spots.
Yeah, that's the first time we did that at Mo-Kan, and I told Carl we need to do it because the tailgate road gets pretty serious. In Funny Car Chaos last year, we had tailgaters 3 deep over there on the spectator side. But I said, man, we need to sell those reserved, let people reserve them. That way they know they got them. They sold out in less than a week, and we had about 70 spots. So, yeah, it was a first-time deal for Mo-Kan, and it went very well. So, yeah, there's demand. It's going to be a packed house. The weather's looking better. It's the high temperature is actually dropping. So we'll take some 93, 94.
Oh yeah, it's all the way down to 103 here right now. So yeah, I'd take 93 in a heartbeat.
I drove from Dallas this morning. I'll tell you, when I got out of the truck, I didn't have to swim, so the humidity's not as bad up here either.
Good. Get me there in a hurry.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're
Todd.
excited to see old Todd's car too. I can't wait for that back in black Corvette. We got a teaser of it at Ennis, and we haven't seen it since. So we're excited to see what Todd's got in store.
Well, see, that's what I was about to say is Todd showed the way with the injected nitro funny car at the Classic, and so we've just been aching to see what that thing's going to do in this competition. What have you been doing, Todd?
Well, we've been working on the car. We've been doing a little testing here and there, trying to work out a few bugs, and we've got that all worked out, and we have high hopes. We've got some serious high hopes here with this thing. We're pretty sure that it's going to run, and run pretty serious on the deal. So we're hoping to put it right there at the top of the heap and make them chase us instead of us chasing them. We want them to chase us for once.
That's a tall order with the cars that we're going to have in the house. I guarantee you that.
Yep. Yeah, there is some serious heavy hitters that are here. So just to be in the top of the pack on this deal is going to be a major accomplishment in itself, because there's some serious tall heavy hitter cars here. And Mo-Kan's got the track. They've got it set up. I've already walked the track once already. They've been dragging this thing. They drug it all day today, and I'm telling you, they got it right. It's going to be fast. It's going to be something to see. You need to be here, or else you're going to miss it.
Yeah,
Man, Lee, I didn't think I could get more excited than I was when we started this deal, but these guys are bringing it to us right there from the track. Come on, let's go.
Right. Yes. Look, like I said, don't wait for the YouTube recap. Don't just rely on Flow Racing presented by Larice Motorsports Insurance. Like I said a couple weeks ago, just cancel the wedding and come on to Mo-Kan Dragway and enjoy the 60th anniversary and Nitro Chaos. Yes, if you got to cancel it, do it. You don't need that negativity in your life if you got to miss a drag race.
Yep, it's going to be a big party, guys. Don Garlitz is here, man.
Yep.
Coming from Florida. He doesn't do a lot of public appearances these days, so this is a real treat. And, if you're lucky enough to be here this weekend, and go talk to Don Garlitz. I can't wait. The Big Daddy, he's here. He's going to be here.
Yep, he's going to be right next to us. We've already went over here and massaged the ground and made sure that it's all ready to go and wrote his name on there. So we don't want him going anywhere else. We want him right here at Mo-Kan.
Right.
I hear that. Hey, if I don't know if Jordan Ballou is going to be there in person or just watching on Flow, but he needs to watch this Peacemaker wheel stander do dry hops. It's
right.
Outrageous.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to see. So come on out. We don't want to cut into Megan's time. We'll let her get on here next, and me and Todd are going to go maybe have a water or something.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for plugging in.
Yeah. Yes. Good to hear from you, Chris, Todd, and see y'all at the track.
See you mañana.
Weekend at Smokin' Mo-Kan.
Yes, it's going to be a big time. And next, David, we've got a big-time guest in two-time NHRA champion Megan Meyer. Looking forward to talking to her, making a Chaos debut this weekend. And she's already got some time back behind the wheel at the Eddyville Night of Fire. So I'm looking forward to talking to her from the last time I talked to her on the Competition Plus Power Hour and see how things have changed, progressed, and where she is going into this competition. Folks, Megan Meyer, right after the break.
Chaos Nation, whether you are near or far, you can finally represent Funny Car Chaos wherever you are at. TheChaosStore.com is the place to visit to get your merch from the world's only Outlaw Funny Car series. And there's even exclusive deals online, as in the 3 t-shirts you are seeing right now on your screen. But it's more than just the tees. You can get your Funny Car Chaos stickers, hats, beanies, everything else. World of Funny Car Chaos there at thechaosstore.com.
Megan, welcome to Chaos Live. And before anyone else gets to say it, I'm going to take the opportunity. Welcome to Chaos Nation.
Thank you guys. Oh my gosh, it's been so cool getting to listen to you guys and Joe and Tom and Chris and hearing how excited they are. And I can't tell you how excited I am because Mo-Kan is my home track. So I'm so excited to get there tomorrow and get down the track in the Top Alcohol Dragster.
Man, I bet. And we're so excited to welcome you on the show here tonight. I bet some other people that are excited are all those legions of people in the Megan Meyer fan club that you are back in the saddle.
Yes, they are. I've been getting messages pretty much since the day I announced that I was going to retire from drag racing. And, people have been asking me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And so I knew that I wanted to take a break. I knew we were going to try to have a baby, and thankfully we did. And now he is 11 months old. And it's just going to be so cool to finally get the chance to get back into the car, but do it the way that I want to do it. I'm still don't want to get back into the NHRA side, points racing, trying to chase a championship, going really hard and heavy with travel and media and all that type of stuff. I can't really handle that in my lifestyle right now. So when I heard that Nitro Chaos was coming to Mo-Kan, I immediately told my dad, I was like, I have to do that. That's going to be the one race that's going to get me to come out of retirement. And so it's finally here, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, that's great to hear. And you talk about Mo-Kan being your home track. And of course, tomorrow night, I believe it is, that you've got your alma mater setting up the big display for you to come back as the conquering hero world champion and doing a display and putting your graphic design degree to work and reaching out to some people. Tell us about all that.
Yeah, so I went to college at Pittsburgh State University, Pitt State, which is just about 20 minutes away from Mo-Kan. And so I graduated from there in December of 2015, which was right when I made my debut in Top Alcohol Dragster immediately after graduation. And so Pitt State is a college that my family has gone to. My little sister and cousins all went there as well. And I would say probably 75% of it is because there's a drag strip right down the road from the university. But regardless of that, it's an excellent school. We all, well, except for my cousin who went through nursing, everybody else all went through the College of Technology. And so I've been able to stay in contact with the alumni and the dean over there. So they have been very supportive over the years. And they invited me to come out to a football game earlier this year. And that's where we kind of got the ball rolling of bringing the car back to Pittsburgh to do a display and kind of build up some hype with the local community. And as well, Pittsburgh has been renovating their downtown. So if you are in the area, you just go to 4th and Broadway, which is the main intersection in downtown Pittsburgh, and you'll be able to see the dragster there on display tomorrow. We're going to do the display from 5 to 7:30 at night. And then there's going to be a couple of the other Chaos drivers are coming out. So we have Anthony Whitfield, Chuck Laughlin, Dave Gallegos, Mark Hunter, and a few other guys are going to be coming out to sign autographs as well. And what's also really cool is one of the biggest STEM education companies is from Pittsburgh, and they're called Pittsco. And Pittsco actually has a space downtown now, which is called the Idea Shop, which they have a lot of equipment and tools and anything that you would need to kind of create and build anything you want. You can go there and use it. It's open to the community. And so we're going to be having the dragster on display there, so that way we can help help bring awareness to what they provide for people down in Pittsburgh. As well as what's really cool is, so way back when in 2016, when I was making my debut, Pittsco has a Top Fuel, what they call a fold and rolled racer, where it's a 11 by 18 piece of paper, and it's a 3D dragster, but it's printed flat. And so this is an activity for students. So not really like kindergarten, first, second grade, but more like 4th, 5th, up to 12th grade students. And it's a kit where you have the piece of paper, you need to cut out the dragster, fold it and tape it together, put wheels and axles on it, and then it comes with a ramp that's a drag strip that you can race someone against and see whose dragster is more aerodynamic and faster. And so I used to actually go and visit schools, and I would take my junior dragster with me and have the kids build these fold and roll dragster kits and get to race them. And so I go way back with the Pittsco company. And so what's really cool is they came out with a new design. So they replaced their top fuel dragster with my top alcohol dragster in 2016. And now they're doing a limited edition version that matches the dragster look that I'm going to be running at Mo-Kan this weekend. And so they're going to be having them, those kits there free for kids that come to the display in downtown Pittsburgh tomorrow night. They can build their own dragster and, of course, get a picture taken next to the real thing.
Wow, that is great. Reaching out to the youngsters. Now, you started in a junior dragster, did you not?
I did, yes. I started when I was 10 years old.
Okay. Were you racing at Mo-Kan?
I did, yes. And I remember exactly, there was this one season. So when I graduated from the 10 to 12 class to the 13 to 18 class, I remember there was one season that I could not stop red lighting. Like, no matter what I did, I was just always way too early. And I remember one time my dad and I were coming back home from Pittsburgh, or from Mo-Kan, and we had the junior dragster just in the bed of our pickup truck. And I was bawling my eyes out because I was so disappointed in myself for going red again. And I promised myself I would never do that again. And so thankfully my lights got a little bit better after that. But yes, I've been racing at Mo-Kan ever since I could remember. It is one of my home tracks. So it's about an hour and a half away from me here. Topeka is an hour away, so it's a little bit closer. And then there used to be a track in downtown Kansas City, but that closed back in 2011. So between Topeka and Mo-Kan, they are my home tracks. And I raced Super Comp Dragster at Mo-Kan when I was in college as often as I could, with my little sister right there with me. And then I actually got the chance to hop in her Super Comp Dragster and get to do a bracket race last year with that, which was really cool. And I made it to second round, and then I red lit again.
Oops, the curse hit you again. Well, I was, one of the classes that will be running this weekend, along with Nitro Chaos, is junior dragsters. So there will be an opportunity for young kids and young ladies who started, 10 years old and 8, 9. They can start at 6 now, but they'll get a chance to get started in junior dragsters. Who knows? You could wind up being a 2-time world champion, just like Megan.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. You just got to, be dedicated and stick with it, and keep trying, especially when you fail. You just got to get right back up.
Yeah. So Night of Fire at Eddyville, getting back behind the butterfly. How was it? Did you just fall right back into it, or was it a little bit of an adjustment?
To be honest, I thought it would be a bigger adjustment than it actually was. So it's been about a year and a half since I've been behind the wheel, and I didn't really think too much about it. And we were also just we weren't really like rushing to get up there to make that first practice run, but I was just trying to stay busy, not think about it. We were talking to fans, we were selling parts and t-shirts, and, of course, getting the cars ready. And so I was just trying really not to overthink it, because I know that is something that I can do and really like psych myself out. So as soon as I got strapped in the car, we did it quite early so that way I could get comfortable with it. And the fact that I was driving Julie's car that weekend, which I have never driven that car before. So it was a little bit of an adjustment because she is shorter than me. So steering wheel and pedals were closer. I was driving, like a little old lady does in her car. And so, but as soon as we started up the car. It was, everything just came back like normal. I really didn't even have to think about anything. It was just all very natural, the steps of how to drive. And so that first pass, I lifted early before the 8th mile and ran a really good pass. And so we felt really confident. But going into that first pass where I was up against Matt, we both smoked the tires. I think maybe my dad kind of he missed it with the tune-up. He got a little too excited, too aggressive with it. So then whenever we did the third pass of the night, which was really cool because it was, racing under the lights and we got big header flames and all that stuff. And I did share a GoPro video on my Instagram feed if anybody wants to go and check that out. So what's really cool is I got the whole shot on Matt, which Matt is the driver that gets the best reaction times on our team. So I was really proud of that. Unfortunately, the car started going to tire shake. So I lifted and I realized, hey, I'm still ahead of Matt because I can start to see his front wing right there edge out in the corner of my windshield. So I stepped back on it again, but then it was right at the 8th mile there. So he got the win, but I got the better reaction time.
All the victories, all the little parts that go into making a win like. So are you contemplating ladies' night at Mo-Kan? You and Julie both racing there. You're going to be meeting in the final round. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, every time we bring out both of the Randy Meyer Racing dragsters, that's always the goal, is to get them both into the final round. So we really have no idea what the competition is going to be like down there because this is something that is completely new to us. We did do the Funny Car Chaos, but this is another whole different crowd from the Funny Car Chaos. So we are all just really excited to have this opportunity to race with a different crowd of people, to also get to race at Mo-Kan in a Nitro top alcohol dragster. I mean, how cool is that? So we are so excited for this opportunity. And no matter what the outcome is, we are just going to try to have a good time. But I am competitive, so we're going to try to do the best that we can and try to get the win at the end of the night.
Well, rule number 1 at Chaos Nation is to have fun. So you can rest assured that there will be plenty of fun being had. Hey, NGK has been really, really good for you guys. And they've got this shop squad. Is that's something new that's going on? And there's a solo stove promo going on?
Yes. So Shop Squad is a new extension that NGK is implementing this year. And so Shop Squad is basically just an online training portal for automotive enthusiasts, technicians, retailers, basically anybody that's in the automotive and aftermarket industry, just so you can continue your education. So again, education is so key, and it's going to be really cool going back to my alma mater and then kind of infusing this with the automotive school that they have down there at Pitt State and extending it, because even though their degree is only 2-year degree, but there's cars are changing every single year, as we know, especially with all these supply chain issues that we're having. So it's really good for techs and retailers to continue their education so that way they can stay sharp when it comes to working on cars. So they provide it for free. There's a whole online portal where they have training videos. There's also a private community, so you can have conversations with other people, peers in the industry. So it's just a really cool something new that they're trying out. And of course, I am just so grateful that they are continuing and stepping up the program with us this year. NGK was my title sponsor, and they extended that whenever Rachel stepped into the seat and won her world championship as well. So we're very proud to have NGK on board with us as well. And so, yes, you mentioned the Solo Stove. So they are having a promo where if you sign up, and it's free to sign up, you must enter the code RACE22 when you sign up, and there's a spot for that on the entry form, and that will enter you for a drawing for a solo stove and a free Megan Meyer Racing t-shirt, which is brand new. And we actually just got those t-shirts in, so the fans at Mo-Kan are going to be the first ones to have them.
Oh, how cool is that? And so the Shop Squad deal, challenging times creates opportunity, and excellence will allow people to do unbelievably good things for themselves financially and professionally. And so I'm excited that you guys are doing that, and NGK Shop Squad is doing that. Man, this weekend is going to be so off the hook. I cannot wait to meet you and to see you and Randy Meyer Racing out there, putting your best feet forward. And you've talked to Lee before. I know Lee's got some questions for you.
Well, I've got just one, Megan, and then we'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Get ready to get down to Mo-Kan. And it is the A-Fuel Dragster, the combination that it is, technically, is the quickest and fastest thing we've got in the quarter mile currently. And you have a situation where oftentimes A-Fuelers get put down on the ladder rungs compared to other mechanisms that are out there on the track. And you often throughout the country hear, oh, Pro Mod is having a huge race, or Small Tire is having a huge race, or Fuel, whatever, but never an A-Fuel Dragster. Does it feel like in this type of scenario of Nitro Chaos that an A-Fueler can get a little bit of due?
Yeah, I think so too. And also, NHRA did change the rules, and so the fuel temp is a little bit higher for the injected cars over in NHRA. And so things like that happen. But I think it is time that the top alcohol class and the injected cars, injected nitro dragsters, do get some more airtime. And so I know it's really cool seeing that there's a whole lot of females getting into the class and driving these types of cars. They are the easiest to drive, so that's pretty much that's the main reason why females are getting into these. But also the cost is much lower than a blower car. So, I'm hoping that when other dragster guys see how well we're going to do this weekend, that it does kind of influence them to think outside of the box when it comes to drag racing, and think that you don't have to only run NHRA, because, things ebb and flow. And sometimes, things with different series change, and there's rule changes, there's schedule changes, and, there's opportunities where we're now able to race outside of NHRA, because, if you look at it like the top fuel guys, they can only race one series. They can't really race anywhere else. And so that's kind of a situation that we're kind of finding ourselves in, is that we're kind of not really trapped, but, we're just in this bubble of what NHRA provides. So you see series like the Midwest Funny Cars starting to pop up, or, like Pro Mod is starting their own thing. And and like Pro Stock guys too as well. So we are just also trying to expand, just to kind of get our foot wet in something new. And not that we're tired or, bored of what we're doing over at NHRA, but we are looking for a little bit more of a challenge, something that's closer to home, a little bit less travel, less stress, and more fun. So we're all just very excited for this opportunity, like I said earlier, and we know it's going to be great, no matter how well we do or how bad we do this weekend. I just hope that we don't smoke the tires every single pass. I hope that we can at least get down the track from A to B and qualify decent and get to go some rounds on Saturday.
Well, Megan, look, thank you for championing the mechanisms that A-Fuelers are, and coming out to Nitro Chaos. I can't think of any better person to bring an A-Fuel Dragster, two-time champion. You're kind of Miss A-Fuel, basically, and, showcase what your family and yourself behind the wheel can do. So I'm looking forward to it. And, it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Really
well, thank you. Yeah.
All the best to you, Megan, and also to Adam and to Henry. And we look forward to seeing you at Mo-Kan, your home track. And let's get this. There's going to be a lot of A-Fuels there, some with the motor in the front and some with the motor in the back, but it's going to be a blast. So we'll see you there. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you, guys. I can't wait to see you there tomorrow, and it'd be great to meet you finally, too.
Yes. And well, I want my paper dragster. I want one too. I want one.
Yes, I will save you one.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Great talk with Megan Meyer and David. I mean, it just there's so many stories going into this Nitro Chaos. It is going to be a drag race. There's a Charlie Daniels song, and in the Charlie Daniels song, it's basically the South is going to do it again. This is what he says: the South's going to do it again. It's popular Charlie Daniels song. Well, Chaos Nation is going to do it again this weekend. We already had a historic event this year at Cordova, record-setting. The Jet Funny Cars in competition with their piston-powered cousins or brethren, or however you want to put it. And it is about to happen again. Historic event, all these different combinations. Imagine people are going to be stepping away that, wow, they were doing what in the 8th mile with this type of combination, and this combination came out on top. And yes, I think this one is possibly the one that opens up the floodgates, as it were, and we see Nitro Chaos go 100%, if you will.
Yeah, this is, we were talking about the 6 different configurations of race cars. We were talking about the injected dragsters. We've got everything from Rick Taylor's small, steel small block Chevy out of the Nitro Monkey out of the Oklahoma City area. And you've got Gary Wheeler Jr.'s A-Fuel Slingshot out of the Tulsa area. You've got, of course, the injected nitro dragsters that we just talked to, Megan and Julie are going to be running. Plus, we've got the supercharged combinations. And we already have seen Hot Rod Todd Barker with his injected nitro funny car. The altereds, got the A-Fuel altered. So, and the supercharged altereds as well. We got call-outs. We've got match race. We've got it all. This weekend really is the place to be. Like I've said it several times, cannot wait to get there. This one is going to be spectacular.
It is. And as I like to say, cancel the wedding and buy your plane tickets. You need to be there. No.
Yep.
It is going to be good. David, I'm looking forward to hearing your calls from the tower. You always do a phenomenal job. I'm looking forward to hitting the pits and getting the stories that are going to be developing as we are in qualifying and in that race. And ladies and gentlemen, let's say you can't make it, and I'm sorry for you. You can watch it all live on flowracing.com. Subscribe there, and you can watch it. Be on the Outlook. We more than likely will go live for at least one session, also on the YouTube channel on Funny Car Chaos. So you are going to see the sights and sounds, the images of this historic event for sure. But you can definitely see it live on flowracing.com, presented by Larice Motorsports Insurance. David, is there anything else other than getting to the track?
Man, that's it. I have got so many things that I have learned in getting ready for this race, and I look forward to sharing those with all of our friends out there in Chaos Nation. And like Lee said, if there's any way you can get there, man, you want to be at this one. So we will look forward to seeing you there, and we wish you well.
Good night, folks.
It's our 60th birthday at Mo-Kan Dragway, and we've got a nitro-fueled party you can't miss. Friday night and Saturday, July 15th and 16th. Join us for Nitro Chaos. It's a header flaming showdown for $35,000 in prize money. Plus, meet the legend himself, special guest Big Daddy Don Garland, and see his Swamp Rat 12 fueler burn nitro both nights under the lights. Visit MoKanDragway.com for more info, and we'll see you July 15th and 16th at Mo-Kan's 60th birthday bash. Nitro dragsters, altereds, and funny cars of all kinds from all across the country are ready to rumble, and you gotta be there. This event is presented by DMP Onyx, Twisted Shifters, 360 Steel, Wulff Pumps, D's Nuts, Lug Nuts, and CCCAgency.com.